Hi, welcome back to Trainwreck on a Different Forest. I'm Jessica.
I'm Joe.
This week I'm drinking Mountain Dew with vodka in it again.
Hey, me too. Go.
That's excellent. Tell me things. What did you do this week?
God. All right. I have to go on a little tangent about this. I saw Paranormal Activity. That was terrible. I'm sorry, people said it was the scariest movie in, the past decade, right? Oh, I couldn't sleep at night. I had to leave the theater. I literally was sitting in between two dudes that were falling asleep during the movie. It was boring. I mean, $11,000 to make that movie, and they made $100 million. I could make that in my own house, better acting, and it is not better than Blair Witch. I don't care what people say. Blair Witch scared the hell out of me.
Did it really?
Yeah. Being lost in the woods, right? Okay, they're lost in the woods, regardless of whether, something's chasing after them. These people were in California, in the suburbs. If some shit went down in my house, if I saw a chandelier shaking and I heard noises rocking, I'd be at my next door neighbor. You know what I mean? There's always other options.
That makes sense.
This was you know what I mean? In, I don't know, Blair Witch, you're lost in the woods, you're screwed, it's whatever.
You know what? If you want to see a scary movie...
No, it's not scary.
New Moon comes out in a month.
No.
No? Oh. No. We'll see in a month.
Okay. We've been here for more than a month, and they know that I won't go see it, so...
Maybe. This week, we are going to talk about the feminist issue in the Twilight Saga. It is. But maybe not for reasons you think. Look, the deal is this. I always knew that the books were kind of, a little skewed towards little lady stays at home and gets protected by the man, right? My thoughts have always been, this girl is kind of selfish and whiny, and she cooks too much for my liking. But it's a fictional story, and I'm a grown gal who can see through this kind of thing and appreciate it for what it is. I'm not 15. I'm not going to be impressioned by this. And that's pretty much what I thought. Maybe Bella Swan isn't a great role model. So I posted this query over on adifferentforest.com. Oh my gosh. These women blew my mind, Joe.
Really?
Brilliant points that I've never even bothered to ponder. And I was so blown away that I thought they could host this show on feminism way better than I ever could. So, today, we're going to run through some brilliant comments I found on adifferentforest.com. I couldn't do all of them, even though I wanted to. So, I just kind of picked out the feminist-issued ones, and we're going to talk about them today. You ready?
Ready as I ever will be.
Okay. The first one that really caught my eye was from Struck Upon a Star. She wrote this. If you compare the lives of the male and female vamps before they were turned, you see a fairly disturbing pattern. Carlisle, Edward, Emmett, and presumably Jasper were all raised in families who, for the most part, loved and respected their sons, brothers, etc. The possible exception here is Carlisle, though he obviously respected his father enough to follow in his footsteps. But Esme had an abusive husband and tried to kill herself. Rosalie was raped, and Alice was left for dead in an asylum by her parents. The backstories of all of these women belies the underlying condition of helplessness upon which S.M., Stephanie Meyer, crafts all of her female characters. Certainly, it's frustrating to read, but what's even more appalling? It's stepping back and looking at the legions of followers this series has generated. Good point, Struck Upon a Star. A bunch of, 14, 15-year-old girls are reading these books where the women were, they're all abuse victims and things like this. How healthy can this be? What do you think?
I don't think it's something that a 14-year-old should be reading.
Well, what's creepy about it is that it's not just a book about women. In contrast to the men, it just doesn't paint women in a good light. They all need to be rescued by a man all the time. No?
I can't really defend that.
All right.
I mean,
well, let's move on, because Nightshade had something interesting to say, too.
Did she?
Yeah, why don't you read it for us?
Oh, all right. All right. Nightshade said, the underlying message in Breaking Dawn that a woman can't lead a fulfilling life without having children, and consequently, the fact that every female character in BD was
Breaking Dawn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, was obsessed with babies. Leah, Rosalie, and Esme were all slightly psychotic about not being able to bear children, and Bella, who previously displayed no interest in kids, suddenly could care less about Edward and instead will do anything for her unborn child.
That's true.
Yeah, well, I didn't read the story. I don't.
You wouldn't know. But that's true. The theme for women in this book says, if you do not have a man and do not have a child, you're going to be miserable. It's true for all the female characters in that book. And you know what? I never really picked it like that till it was pointed out to me.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting. We're going to move on and see what Lipstick Bitches had to say. That's awesome. Okay. I mean, if my boyfriend got his family to babysit me, that happened in the books, I'd just go the fuck home. Yeah, you would, Lipstick Bitches. And don't get me started on the car thing. Edward disabled a car, so she couldn't go see her other friend. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. It's like when she said yes to marrying him. I still don't understand that whole thing, but let's not go there right now. I hear you. She wasn't really doing it because she wanted to or believed in marriage. It was more because he wanted to, or letting Alice control the wedding, the way she looked at prom, and the party she threw. I felt like screaming, grow some fucking balls. Quit your bitching and man up already. That's true, Lipstick Bitches. She complained about everything that was happening around her, but she did nothing to stop it. Because she didn't want to upset anybody. Is Stephanie Meyer painting a keep your mouth closed? Yeah, let it happen to you, girls? Picture here? Sure sounds like it to me, Joe.
So she's saying these women aren't speaking up. They're like...
Well, they're all abuse victims, and we already established that they don't feel complete or whatever without a man. And then this girl just lets things happen to her. All the way through the book, she's just kind of being told what to do, and she does it. It's kind of not making a real good picture for a young heroine girl.
No.
No. Let's see what Going the Distance had to say.
Going the Distance. Why was Leah, a strong woman, made barren and left alone at the end? Also, I thought it was a real low blow that her cousin took Sam away.
That's all.
Are you that afraid of strong women, SM?
Oh, Stephanie.
Stephanie.
So it ain't so.
I didn't like that Bella had no friends in Phoenix or real interests. It's like her life began when she met Edward, and then she completely goes comatose when he leaves. What the hell is that all about? And what was the deal with her cooking and cleaning all the time? Is that what SM thinks young women should be doing?
What was that about? Going the distance? I agree.
Check this out, though. One time in middle school, I think, I didn't know any better, but I forget what my teacher was talking about, and he said something like, what would you do if you lived on your own and you couldn't go shopping or something, or go get your groceries or something? And I jokingly said, that's what women are for. And I got my ass chewed out. And ever since then, I was like, yep.
Did you tell your mother what you said?
Hell yeah, I got almost suspended, and it was just not, you know what I mean? And I didn't know any better. I was like 14. I was just trying to make people laugh, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend.
Well, maybe I ought to give Meyer a call. She'll agree.
Whatever.
We're going to see what Looking for Hoofprints has to say. I don't know what that screen name means, but I really like it.
Looking for Hoofprints.
Yeah. Esme is essentially the matriarch of the family, yet she never has a full-out opinion. Just bows to what the men want to do. And while Rosalie is a smartass, she is so insecure about her looks that even though she knows everyone knows she's perfect, she can't fight her jealousy long enough to actually make